Here in this beautiful city of Milwaukee, there is a college campus. Which college campus? Why, Milwaukee Area Technical College. And in that college campus, there lies a television station. Which television station? Well, that would be Milwaukee Public Television. You may ask yourself, why put a television station in a college campus? Simple. It's for the television and video production program. What better learning environment for a bunch of college kids than a fully functional TV station? I mean, come on. You got a fully functional studio with state-of-the-art equipment, including a digital audio board, a high-definition switcher, high-definition graphics, high-definition cameras, the city's only remote truck, a microwave van, potted plants. Seriously, potted plants, they're everywhere. One of the highlights of the program is Student Operations Day. What is Student Ops? Well, it's what you're watching right now. A whole day dedicated to and run by the students. That's right. A whole entire day of programming directed and produced by us. But one question I always ask is, how does this all get done? Well, let's take a look, shall we?
Can you hear the desperate cries that are calling out your name, twisting your arm, holding out their hands and tugging at your sleeve? Do you feel this underlying sense of urgency, or are you as blind as me? I hit the ground and I'm still running, but I need a place to stay tonight. Swear I'll be gone in the morning, I just need somewhere now. I can't bear the thought of losing, I dread the attention winning brings. And ever since the day I came here, I can stand without your strings. I'm so sick of all these people, but I'm scared to be alone. And if this life has taught me anything, I forgot it long ago. And so I hit the ground and I'm still running, but I need a place to stay tonight. Swear I'll be gone in the morning, I just need somewhere warm to close my eyes.
Student Ops production begins as early as November of the fall semester. The second years vote together to form a group of Student Ops managers to be in charge. These include the general manager, program manager, production director, studio supervisor, promotion director, traffic manager, graphics producer, and the first year liaison. Together, the group sets deadlines starting with script outlines and show titles, all the way to the first and final edits. The students have an almost free range of what content they want their show to have. Some choose to make documentaries, others choose short movies or sketch shows. Like other students, television and video production students have to work around day jobs, family life, and other classwork. Another big obstacle to work around in the spring is the 9-day Channel 10 Great TV Auction. Student Ops is a great way for the students to display their creativity and skill to the general public, which may include possible employers. To learn a little bit more about how things are done around here, let's go talk to John Baer, this year's Student Operations General Manager.
As general manager, it's my job to set deadlines and mediate any problems that may arise and make sure everyone is on task with their individual jobs and responsibilities, and just kind of making sure everything goes smoothly and everyone has a common vision and goal as far as student operations is concerned. For student operations, we decided on a theme of connections, and connections the connections theme is emphasizing the collaboration between all the different creative departments here at MATC and ourselves, and kind of how you have to connect with people in order to achieve a common vision and get the job done, because you can't just do it yourself. So we're working along with the animation department, the music department, graphics design department, Vicom with web design, and all these different creative students at MATC here are working along with us to make Student Operations Day a success and kind of show off all the creative talents that we have here to offer at MATC.
Connections.
Deciding to work so closely with all the other departments has cause or create, like, giving rise to problems, you know, where in communication and just making sure everybody is on the same page, because we have so many people involved now. So that's been a little tough. But L.C. Satterfield is our production director, and he's been overseeing the implementation of the Connections theme with the other departments, and he's been doing a great job at that. So hasn't been any real big problems. I guess just making sure everybody is involved and everybody is on the same page, and you know, working together right and well, and making sure their lines of communication are open and everybody's voice is heard.
My job is production director for student ops, and well, what we agreed that I would do would be to connect the dots. Our theme is connections, and what we are doing is we are utilizing the services of the animation department, the music department, the photography department, and along with some other departments, graphic arts, even the culinary department. And what I am attempting to do is bring all those departments together in order to put forth programming for Student Ops Day. I've gotten cooperation from all the different departments. I've gotten animations from the animation department, and actually during the week of March the 8th, between March the 8th and the 12th, the animation department set aside that week for a workshop in order to work entirely on putting together programming for Connections, and it's Connections animations. And what I did was I documented that process, which was an actually awesome process. They were there from like 8 o'clock in the morning, some of them until 10 o'clock that night, working on nothing but animations for that entire week. And also we were able to get the culinary department to cater some food down to them to feed them, you know, just as a kind of reward. I approached the culinary department also to do a cooking show, and they recommended me to a chef who graduated from the culinary department a couple of years ago. Her name is Alyssa Mullavenda, and she'll be doing a cooking show for Student Ops. She actually teaches cooking at a place downtown in Milwaukee, and she's going to be preparing some, I believe, Italian dishes, but we'll find out more about that on Student Ops Day. The photography department gave us some photographs that they had taken for the source book, and we're going to be using those kind of like a slideshow, and we're going to be putting music to those as well, and we're going to be using those more than likely as interstitials. And we approached the visual communications department, or as we like to call it, VICOM, and the one of the instructors there is putting together sound or different sound effects for some of the animations that need sound effect, and the musicians are working as we speak on scoring a lot of the animations that we had presented to them. So it looks like it's coming together pretty well. We'll see. And I'm right now editing the Connecting the Dots, and that's why I call it Connecting the Dots, because it's putting all of these different departments together and seeing what part they play in this entire scenario of connections, working with all these different departments, how they can interact with one another, and how they can work to enhance one another's general appeal.
We had some trouble securing a remote show, and a remote is an event somewhere else in the community where we get to take the television truck, and two of my fellow students are producing that, and we had some trouble finding, you know, an event that would let us come and broadcast. But once we finally found OK Go to let us come shoot their performance at Turner Hall, we finally were able to get going on that. and get the ball rolling with the remote.
When was it? Back in December, the students were able to choose who they wanted to head the student operations remote, and they were able to vote, and they voted. Lori and I were the top 2 picks. Lori won the vote to be the producer of the remote, and then she was able to choose who her partner was, and she asked me, and I wanted to. I thought it would be a really cool thing to do, so I said yes.
And again, this was back in December, so here we are thinking we had so much time. Little did we know.
Yes.
But, we went straight into it, and we started contacting different artists, venues. The problem with Jasmine and I was that we had this theory in our head that we were going to get such a huge name, which in the
we
end,
set the bar pretty
did.
high. Yeah.
So, I mean, come on.
Yeah, we were calling people like Nora Jones and a country star that I don't remember his name. But we were contacting all these people from like the Paps and Turner. That's where we started off. But unfortunately, we weren't getting any callbacks, and it was hitting the end of January, and then we had a workshop show. So all this other stuff that was like sort of.
And then all of a sudden, it was March. And
Yeah,
we're like,
out of nowhere.
Crap, it's March. So then,
we were really planning, like, when we first started way back in December, like we wanted to do something early in March, but that wasn't the case. Because before we knew it, it was, the beginning of March, and we had absolutely nothing.
I think our last deadline that we gave ourselves for the remote was the 15th.
Yeah.
Because, we really didn't have a deadline, but that's a deadline we gave ourselves, which we did our remote a whole month after that. But in March, we're looking at different venues, and, we had said early on that we wanted to do a concert, but then we were like, it's kind of late. Let's see what else there is. We came across a play at Sunset Playhouse.
In Elm Grove.
Yes, and it was called Escanaba in Love. It was written by Jeff Daniels, and we fell in love with it. We really did.
And the director was great. When we went there and we did a site survey, he was completely helpful with everything and willing to have us set up our cameras wherever we wanted to get the shots we wanted. But unfortunately, we had a copyright issue, and I believe they wanted to charge us like up to $60,000 to be able to shoot that show, and that's not exactly in the school budget. So
we were hoping they were going to pay for it, but
that didn't happen.
That was unfortunate. So
we had to keep looking for other things. So after that, we went back to
square one.
We went back to square one quite a bit.
We did,
because
we also got really close to doing Pure Dance at the Milwaukee Ballet, which once again we were like, oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. Fell in love with it once again. Same scenario that
certain people were on board, but then
it was they had to get like approval from like the Wisconsin Dance and whatnot. So
and that was gonna take like 3 weeks, and it would be just too long. So after that, we just decided, okay, we're gonna start with people who are on the top of our list, and the people who we're just gonna contact. Not saying that they're bottom, but we're just gonna contact everybody. So we wrote up this email telling everybody what we're about, what we're going to do, and we sent it out, and we got okay go.
Well, before that happened, we kind of utilized our resources here, and we talked to Raul that works here, and he got us contacts at Turner Paps in the Riverside, and we talked to their booking manager, and he helped us a lot more too, getting direct contact to the band rather than us just calling these random numbers or emailing fan sites where our emails and voicemails weren't ever really heard or seen. So that was something we probably should have looked into, going through the venue and not directly to the artist.
Yeah, because it was always the artist that would be like, yes, but it would be the venues that would stop us and go, okay, we need all these licensing and copyright issues. So that's what we should have done. And the funny thing is, we went to them asking for, what was it? The radiators. God, it was some other group thing.
5 Browns or something.
Yeah, and also OK Go. And it was funny because Matt Behringer, the guy who helped us book them, he said that out of the 3 that we wanted, OK Go would probably be the least one we get. We would probably get the other 2 before them. And the first one to email us back saying yes was OK Go, which was very surprising. So when I found it out, I immediately told Lori, and
we went nuts.
And then the crazy thing is, after the fact that we got OK Go, then we started getting all these other calls from all these other places we contacted saying, oh yeah, you can come shoot me, which kind of sucked that we had to say no.
So it was really funny. Once we got one, then all these other people started responding. But in the end, we got OK Go. And
in April.
And in April 16th, a month after our deadline. And we were happy with it, But, that's kind of the whole pre-production side of it. We can kind of go into the actual production day, too, because as of pre-production, that was pretty crazy as well.
Yeah, but as far as pre-production, once we got the band and we were, talking with them, it pretty much came down to how do we go about doing this successfully, because this was something really big. Like, I knew who they were when we talked about them to other people. Some people didn't know who OK Go was, but it was pretty cool for me because they're such a nationally known band. And we were, like, as far as preparing for how we're going to shoot it, we had to listen to all their music. So we got their CDs immediately, soon afterwards, and just listened to them, every single one of them. Started looking at all their videos, looking at their interviews. I started looking at interviews, a lot of their past concerts, to get a feel of like how they are on stage. Read up on them, know them. So like, because I'm the director, I had to call them out by name. So I made sure that when I tell the camera, get a shot of Tim, they know that's the bass guitarist. And so.
Another thing is, OK Go hadn't gone on tour for a few years. Yeah. So it's like, we're watching this stuff, but it is a little bit older, but you still kind of know how they're going to act. And this was a brand new tour, and we were their third stop. Yeah. So, there's a lot talking to the band manager and the tour manager, trying to figure out exactly how the show is going to go, how we can prepare ourselves and our crew for it. And, it's hard working with a tour manager and a band manager, especially when it's all via email. Yes. They never really give us their cell phone really numbers. They give them to me after the production, so... Yeah, that wasn't too helpful. But, it was really hard. And
well, they saw it turned out good, so I guess now we can call them.
And I think one of the greatest things about this was, when I first met OK Go that day of production, when they said, Lori, thank you so much for doing this for us. And I was like, doing this for you guys.
Yeah, but, that surprised me.
The guys really seemed very happy about it, and they're all like, oh, I can't wait to see the production. So that's always great to hear.
Yeah, they were really cool. Up to the production day, it was a little crazy, but it went smoother than what I expected. I mean, it was a little bumpy in certain areas, but it went very well as far as setting up and then the actual production time, shooting it, and then, the whole striking. I think striking even went even more smooth than I thought too.
Yeah,
I thought
pretty
that was
fast.
That day just it's not a blur, but it just came and went. Yeah, and it was great because all that stuff that we did leading up to that day, and then when it finally came, it was definitely worth it. Like afterwards, I felt very proud of myself and very happy at what me and Lori did.
I'm proud of you too, Jasmine.
Oh, thank you. And I complimented her a lot. She was really great that day. All I had to do was mark the script. Yeah, that's all I had to do. All I had to do was mark the script, and she was running around and, oh my God, Jasmine.
I'd go to the truck and beg to her every once in a while. I'd be like, I can't believe it. Oh my God. And
then run back out like, all right, our meeting is at 5, and then we just.
I think one of the hardest parts too was, Jasmine and I knew that we're both rather prepared for this, and the hard part was preparing our crew and how much preparation we should give them. How much we should allow them to do on their own, and just making sure that we gave them everything that they needed to succeed.
And really explaining like a lot of the positions a little bit more, because I think everybody figured, like even the camera, like that wasn't going to be how you shoot camera, like for the shows here. It was going to be a lot more crazy, and you're going to have to be a lot more quicker. And shading was going to be a lot more crazier, and tape was a lot more crazier. It wasn't just like these are the really big jobs, director and a technical director. No, everybody had a lot to do. And
I think it was a great experience for our whole class, and everyone has something great to take out of it. We're still working on it. We're in the process of editing. We've sat down.
Post-production right now.
And from the looks of it, I think it's going to turn out to be a great, fantastic show. And I will never really forget this experience.
Yeah.
make it alright. Got my enemies crossed, nailed in my side. I think I'll be a situation, gonna make it right. In the shadow, the darkness, I stand in the light. See, it's our style, to keep it true. I had a bad year, I've gone through. I've been knocked out, beat down, black and blue. She's not the one coming back for you. She's not the one coming back for you. If I fall back down.
Hello? Hello? I'm good. Yes. I am driving home from school right now. Yes. Oh, can you get a ride? I guess. Where you at? Huh? I don't know, where are you at? Oh, I don't know, it'll be like 5-10 minutes. Yes, ma'am. Okay, bye.
Until the player knock down the wall. It's alive in you. Knock down the place. You're alone. It's Can you hear the desperate cries that are calling out your name, twisting your arm, holding out their hands and tugging at your sleeve until you feel this underlying sense of urgency? Or are you as blind as me? I hit the ground and I'm still running, but I need a place to stay tonight. Swear I'll be gone in the morning. I just need somewhere now. I can't bear the thought of losing. I dread the attention winning brings. And ever since the day I came here, I can stand without your strings.
What's up?
Hey guys. Oh,
How are you?
oh, bitches. Okay, yes, I'm here. Great, I'm just dandy.
So what'd you do today?
Oh, I was at school all day. All day.
Yeah, when we were going up Good Hope.
What is he freaking out about? Now he's got the other one freaking out.
What's your problem?
Dude, dog.
What the heck?
Apache.
It's okay.
There's nothing out there.
What the heck is that?
What is that?
What is that?
Oh my god.
What the heck is that?
I don't know, dude. Dude.
It looks like cop lights, but that's not a cop light.
Oh, that ain't no cop. Flying saucer! Oh, not again!